So one day, I'm in class, just minding my own business, doing what kids do in school, and this kid had told me this, all after spending an entire night. Don't forget to hit subscribe and smack that bell button to become an honorary TheFearRaiser member so that you never miss a video.
Fruits. They're juicy, they're delicious, and how in any way could they be harmful? I mean, an apple a day, am I right?
Did you know that bananas are slightly radioactive? Oh, right. I'm supposed to stick to the script.
Now where was I again? Oh, right, fruits. How could any fruit be scary? Or to be more specific, a pineapple. Well, allow me to show and tell in today's new story.
Okay, so I don't know how to explain this, but here goes nothing. When I was a kid, I had a fear of pineapples. Yes, I know how ridiculous that sounds, but I think once I've explained the full story, things will make a lot more sense. So let's rewind back to my younger years of elementary school, where life was full of joys and wonders, and I didn't have the stresses of paying bills and worrying about doing my taxes. Ah, the good times.
Yeah, growing up as a kid, I would say I was a bit of a hyper youngster that was full of energy and was always outside playing with the other kids. But I also had a sense of curiosity when it came to things which at the time would be my undoing.
Now, like most kids, I was definitely a picky eater when it came to the foods I would prefer to have during snack time, which would usually consist of Jell-O, some kind of crackers and cheese, and a sandwich, which would essentially be my basis for bargaining during lunchtime at school when I wanted to grab something better to eat. Speaking of, man, kids during recess and lunch were pros when it came to food bargaining. I once watched a kid convince another kid to trade his chocolate bar for his Jell-O because he had persuaded him that the Jell-O was a much cooler looking snack. Legit. Anyways, back to the story. So every once in a while, my mom would pack me fruit in my lunch bag because, you know, like any good parent, they'd like to think that I'm moderately healthy and at times would put in different, exotic kind of fruits just to see if I'll end up liking any of them since they're different. And one day during lunch, I had taken out a fruit so sweet, so delicious, that I had become obsessed with it. A pineapple. Ah, the pineapple. So scrumptious, delicate, and sweet with a tart taste, with its yellowish color and juicy flavors. So majestic. Finally, a fruit that I liked, and I liked it a lot. I can say, without a doubt, I was a super picky eater, and finally finding something that wasn't pure sugar was a miracle. So another very important point to this story is about some of the shows and movies I used to watch as a kid. When it came to watching stuff on the TV, it was always kid-friendly, like the Disney, Family Channel and all that stuff. YTV for any Canadians out there, hey! And just more or less the morally good stuff. But during night, sometimes when my parents were in bed or having a late night, I would be up watching some movies on some other channels, and not just any regular movies. Oh, no. I was watching scary ones. A lot of scary ones. Halloween was my
Careful now, Jordan.
Who are you?
Why, I'm the demonetized guy. Nice to meet you.
Nothing to see here.
Oh, really? Because I could have sworn I felt like you were about to say a curse word.
What? Me? Curse? No, of course not. I would never.
All right, fantastic. But we're keeping an eye on you.
Where was I? All right. Halloween was my thing. Especially Goosebumps, which was a classic series growing up in the 90s.
Ah, yes. Goosebumps. You know, growing up as a kid, this series used to freak me the hell out. With so many different stories about monsters and creatures of the night, how could you not get chills? And have you heard that intro?
But if I want to be a little more specific on the episode that freaked me out, it was the episode titled Stay Out of the Basement, where two characters, Margaret and Casey Brewer, make a horrific discovery as they stumble upon these huge plant monsters in their basement, no thanks to their dad. So as you can tell, some pretty crazy stuff. But anyways. One night, I happened to watch a couple of scary movies that were themed around carnivorous plants. This, of course, horrified me, as seeing a plant eating people is really weird and disturbing, but nonetheless, I powered through it and continued to watch these really weird and strange acts of horror. Anyways, after watching all of that and giving weird plants a double take every time I would walk by one, I had felt a little on edge for a while, but keep in mind, I was really young. Alright, this is where things kinda start to pick up. So one day, I'm in class, just minding my own business, doing what kids do in school, and then the bell rings for recess. I reach into my lunch bag, and you guessed it, I had pineapple. Juicy, scrumptious, and waiting to be consumed when all of a sudden, a kid had asked me if what I had was a pineapple, which it clearly was, when suddenly he uttered words to me, I wish noteth, wantedeth to be heard, if. Yeah. This kid was the nerd of the class, and just weirdly enough, happened to have a lot of knowledge about things, and pineapples apparently were not excluded from that. As I was eating it, he had asked me how it tasted, to which I replied, delicious, amazing, incredible. And as he heard my response, he had then asked me another question. He had asked if it tasted almost acidic. I responded with a bit of confusion. More of a citrusy kind of taste, I guess. But like at the time, I didn't really know what an acidic thing tasted like. He then replied telling me that pineapples have bromelain, or bromelain, I don't know if I'm saying it right, in them. And of course, to that I responded with, oh, that's cool, as I continued to eat my pineapple. But you see, this was the thing I didn't realize at the moment. Bromelain is actually an enzyme that digests proteins. So when you eat pineapple, it's essentially eating you back. And this kid had told me this, all after spending an entire night watching very messed up monster movies about plants. And yes, I categorized fruits and vegetables into that as well. Look man, blame VeggieTales, okay? Sheesh. So after I was told about this, I was essentially traumatized, considering I always thought that the acidic taste of pineapple was just like part of it all, you know? Like how some things you eat just have a specific flavor and taste to it. Not that it's digesting my mouth, essentially. Now, being a kid, I took this very seriously and freaked out. Pineapple went from a delicious fruit that I could eat anytime, anywhere, to an enemy of the state. A monster in the night. My dream turned into a nightmare. I was terrified. For weeks, I would be horrified at the thought of pineapples, and it took quite some time for me to finally start coming down from all of that again.
I actually ended up trashing a lot of pineapples that were on the table growing up because they used to freak me out.
Sorry, Mom.
So what did I learn from all this? Well, that kids have wild imaginations. And while sometimes rational, most times not. Most times not at all. It turns out it's just all in our heads. And as you could tell, I got over my fear of pineapples and actually quite enjoy dabbling in the slice or two of pineapple to this day. But anyways guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more great content to come. I'm still working on my 3D animation that I have been hinting about, and it's taking a lot more time than I thought, but it's something to look forward to. But in the meantime, be sure to check out all the other cool things on this channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Alright guys, take care, and have a great day. See ya! Now it's just me and you, Pineapple.
You what?